What's up, everybody? This is the Daily Dose with Skye. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about some Fort Worth things happening right now, which isn't normally what I do, but you know what, dude? Let's just freaking get into it. Toasty. So I've got a couple of articles here that have to do with Fort Worth, related to Fort Worth, and I have one that's not. You guys will see it soon. Stay tuned if you really care about that. It's kind of funny, but whatever. So our Fort Worth mayor, Mattie Parker, is discussing a new, I guess, police board, if you will, or oversight board. I don't really know how to say it. Basically, she's getting with the police chief of Fort Worth to try to establish a board of people that will oversee all the goings on that happen in our city, and I guess they're going to decide whether something is good or bad or whatever. Maybe they'll take complaints. I'm not really sure. Hold on a second. Let me remove my little monitor up here because it's causing me not to see you guys or talk to you guys directly. Hold on. And we're back. Okay. Anyway, she wants to get this done, and I think the police chief is the one that came up with it first. Fort Worth Police Chief proposes a community advisory board with handpicked members. So essentially, this happened in November as well. And in November, they tried to pass this 9-member board, and it didn't go through, most likely because there was a trial, a very heated trial for Aaron Dean that was happening and about to happen in December. And so they didn't really touch it. No one wanted to vote yes or no on that kind of thing. They were kind of probably just politically staying away from that topic, which makes some sense, but you know, you got to get stuff done. So honestly, it didn't take them very long at all to start hitting this again. So here we are again. February rolls around and they're already doing it again. We're doing it again. Here we are. And this is an important thing to keep watch of. However, you really don't have any say in this as a citizen. This is a city council member vote. So if they decide to create a whole new board, here's what could happen. It could be great. It could be awesome. They could do their job like they're supposed to and completely revamp policing. However, I doubt that would happen. Unfortunately, what would probably happen or take place is a inflated budget for a new group of people surrounding Fort Worth that get to do what they get to do things for optics specifically, and then they would also have extra money for whatever else they want to implement. That's a lot of times what happens, just like the January 6th commission that got created. I'm sure there was a budget allotted for that specific group of people, and they probably did not just use the money for what they were supposed to. I don't know. If you believe them, great. I just don't give politicians the benefit of the doubt. It's just not my thing. And unfortunately, again, the police chief is a very political position. Chief Neil Noakes proposed his take on a community advisory board to the city council during a Tuesday work session, a few months after a board proposed by the police monitor was voted down. Like I was talking about, November. It was voted down, and because of the heat around it at the time. Now, here's the interesting thing. He wants to take the 9-member board and make it, I think it's 15 or 19. Hold on one second. Let me get this. He wants to have 19 members instead of the original 9 they proposed at the beginning. So they added 10 members because, math. And that's 10 more people that you're going to, I guess, are you paying these people? It doesn't say that they're volunteers. And I guess we already had a big thing about how city council in Fort Worth wasn't getting paid enough, and they went ahead and voted all that stuff in. You know what I mean? But look, bottom line is keep watching this. You can't really do anything about it. Hopefully you voted for the right city council members, and hopefully they're good. I'm just now getting into the politics side of Fort Worth, so I have zero idea who our city council members are. Board would also include 2 police department members serving as non-voting advisory liaisons. Noakes selected Deputy Chief Buck Wheeler and Commander Monica Martin. Now, going into that, Noakes also selected several other people. So he selected actually 13 total members that he wants in this board. The city council probably is like, what are you talking about? That's crazy. Some people are saying that it should all be citizens, that are just random people to oversee this thing. And then obviously others are saying, no, it should be people that are in the know. Now, I think clearly there's a balance here. There's a mixture of both that you need. Hopefully Mattie Parker will know that, but I'm not sure where she stands on it. Let's go ahead and read this article. This is ABC 8, so let's see if it even says anything about it. Fort Worth Mayor Mattie Parker sat down with WFAA to discuss the Citizen Review Board, race, and policing in the city and her reaction to the Dean trial. I don't know. I think to be a good mayor, you have to be pro-police and pro-community at the same time. Those are her quotes. She's attempting to walk that line. I don't know, man. Candidly, I do not regret my vote. Yeah, I mean, you can't. Okay. Like I said, I don't think they really had a reason. The main reason they would do any kind of vote then was to stay out of the heat, because there was a lot of stuff surrounding the trial. To be completely honest, if I were in that position, I would have probably stayed away from that type of vote until the trial was over as well. To make sure that I was trying to be as objective as possible, not letting the emotions of the trial overtake my decision. But whatever. Moving on, still in Fort Worth. There are a few tasty places to go, and they are new. And that is a new Spanish tapas bar, Cowboy coffee, and an Empanada Palace. There's a lot more than that. Here's a few. Olivelas. They finally have dine-in again. I guess they had pizza and wine. They didn't have dine-in before because of the pandemic. So they've gone on and off of that whole thing. Now it's back. It's on Camp Bowie. It's not takeout anymore. It's supposed to be Neapolitan. Here's the thing. I live right behind Counsel, so I've really never been there. I've got one of the best places in the city to go right here. So that's about it for me. Now, they're adding a new coffee shop. Look, we have enough of those. I'm not even going to get into that. There's a new Del Campo Empanada place, which is, I guess, Argentinian style food. So I think you guys might be used to the empanada being a sweet, but this is like an actual cultural style of food. So empanadas had everything in them. It's like an omelet, but no egg, just bread. I don't know how to explain that well. Anyway, whatever, dude. You guys get it. Last story I want to get through. I'm making this episode quick today because I did this episode again already, and I messed up the audio. So for you guys, I made sure to re-record, and this is it right now. I got to make it right. So, and I need to keep posting crap because, man, it's wild out here. Fabuloso, dude. So Fabuloso is recalling 4.9 million bottles because of a bacteria exposure. The reason I wanted to bring this up is just because of how freaking ironic it is. It's insane to me that even happens. Dumb. Wow. Apparently 1 million of these bottles have already been sold. I read the article already for you guys, before I talked to you guys about it, and that's about all I have to say about that. Look, I'm not going to get into it. You guys can read that article if you want to. It's really not that big of a deal. But beyond that, dude, let's talk about this Alaska freaking UFO that just got shot down, shall we? We don't know anything about it. That's all I got. There's your freaking news. So apparently it was a car-sized UFO. They don't know anything about it. They shot it down with an F-22. What's interesting is they shot it down immediately. They didn't wait they didn't wait a few days, They didn't wait for it to freaking fly over Montana or whatever like they did for the freaking Chinese balloon, but I question that as well. And obviously, of course, we're going to question that kind of thing, but it just seems so dumb for China to even have that happen in the first place that I really don't know what they were doing with it. Whether or not they were spying or not is kind of up in the air here. But, if you guys listen to All In, David Saxon had made a good point about this. He's just like, it just seems too dumb for anybody to do anything like that at all. And as far as countries go, so he really doesn't even think. He thinks maybe it was real, that they just flew off course or whatever. But he's like, it's obvious that they're spying on us, but they don't have to use balloons to do it. That's naive if we think that they have to still use balloons like that to do that. We spy on them, they spy on us. That's how that goes. Anyway, this is a whole whirlwind. I haven't even gotten to touch up on this yet or dive really deep into this. But if you guys want to, I do dive deep on other podcasts that I do. I don't know what it's going to be called yet, but me and a couple friends are making a new podcast that's going to be deep dives on actual good topics about modern living, essentially, and how to find fulfillment in your life with all these types of things going on. So that means we do touch on news. So I will deep dive on some things and get into topics like national security, or, which, by the way, I don't know very much about that as far as the politics go, but national security from a citizen's standpoint, and social media from a citizen's standpoint. How would you raise your children in today's environment, and all this crap? I just want to do an all-encompassing type thing, because I've got several friends that are now new dads and things like that, and they want to talk about family type of things and why it's so important that maybe we bring that environment back, the nuclear family type thing. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. It was very short and sweet. If you're in Fort Worth, awesome. More power to you. Texas forever. And to the rest of y'all, stay toasty. Toasty.